Yellow. I'm sure some of you are thinking, where's it been? Where's what been? You know, it. Do you mean it? It? Where's fuck been? It hasn't been anywhere. I just haven't done anything with it for a while on here. I've always been using it. But you know what it's like. Too much of a good thing. But what I have been doing is I've been continuing to use this Koi Master's Advantage in between. So a week of that, week of this, week of this, week of that, week of this, week of that. And that's how I've been running it. Did this last week, and it's now turned for this. So I just thought I'd update you and just say I am still using it, and I still love it, and I still love messing around with the wording. And I got myself a new sticker on my jar, as you've just seen. Hashtag what the fuck. Anyways, I'm gonna get one of these mixed up and get it in. Got some people coming around over the weekend. Daughter's 21st party, so I want the water looking crystal. So I'm going to add some fock. It's now Tuesday, so Wednesday, Thursday, be clear. Sort of end of play tomorrow, Wednesday. Then Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday it should be maybe gin clear. I don't know. You never know. It might be really, really good. So I'm going to get it nice and clear and ready for all the people come around and go, oh, look how nice your water's looking, and they probably won't, because they go like, oh yeah, fish. That's nice. Where's the beer? So yeah, the fock's never been far away. When I went to the show, I don't know if anybody of you noticed that went to the Newark show. I wore the what the fuck on the back of my t-shirt. I was hoping I wasn't going to get much stick about it. I took a spare t-shirt just in case people didn't like it. They loved it. 2 scoops, my pond. Leave it with you for yours. Get in there. I think I've said this before, that anybody who goes, all right then, you've proved your point, you know, this fox supposed to be quite good, I'm going to buy some, and then you get it, and you find you can't read the instructions on the front because it's all in Japanese. If you were to subscribe to the channel, go into the community tab, and I've put all the instructions in there. Or you can pause this video now. And then read them. So silly. Had the dog out with me a minute ago, where he's gone? Where is the bear? So yeah, new sticker on here, thanks to my sticker supplier. Job done, the fock is in. Get the fock in. Right, I wanted to quickly touch on how we're all measuring the temperatures in our ponds. So it's coming to that time of year now where, you know, everybody's sort of watching the temperatures start to dip down a little bit. I know mine's dropped off a few degrees over the last few days, been a bit cold, it's warmed up again today. So the temperatures are a little bit all over the place at the moment. So we're all trying to keep an eye on temperatures, ready to start reducing the summer food and go to wheat germ. And then from wheat germ, after 10 degrees or below 10 degrees, no food. That's what I do. I don't feed below 10 degrees. Anyway, different subject, different video. So what and how do I measure the temperature in my pond at the moment? So I've got a couple of ways of doing it. In fact, I did have 3, but now I've only got 2. The first way was these little floaty bobby things that you get. I think I'll put a picture of one here, where you float it in and out the pond, and you pick it out and you get the temperature. Yeah, they work okay. Did the business for me. I think the reason I've not got mine, or to be honest, I don't know where mine is anymore is because I had it for a number of years, started filling with water, covered in green, so I found another method to do it, and then I think I might have binned it. It's probably in the filter system box somewhere. Anyways, so that's the one way that I do it. Another way I measure the temperature in my pond is through these little electronic boxes. So this has a lead on it, and you buy them for your aquariums. And a little sensor on the end there. As you dump that, I've got two of these. I've got one that's measuring the temperature in the vortex. And you basically just push the button, shows you the temperature, push and hold the button, it turns itself off again. So this is one of the ways, and like I say, I've also got one in the pond. Now these little cables are sort of, I don't know, maybe a meter long-ish. So they get like a mid-range temperature inside the vortex or inside the pond. Now the three ways I'm kind of looking at describing how I do my pond, there's going to be differences in. So I think there's like a degree either plus or minus. So this might say 15 where the other items say 16. The one in the pond says 16 at the moment, this says 15. So the water actually in the pond is 16, but the water down when it gets to the filter system is 15. Now you can get these dead trendy ones that are all electronic. They tell you your pH, they tell you your KH, they tell you everything else. I've not got one of them, I've never had one of them. But the third way that I measure what temperature is in my pond is one of these. Now I was only talking about one of these on that pond forum that I told you about, the Pond and Garden forum that's on a Saturday night, 7:30. Give it a whirl, see what you think, might see me on there. Where we were discussing these, and everyone was going, yeah, we use them, yeah. So I've been using this recently, that basically you just point it at your water, pull the trigger, and it tells you the temperature, for example, on there. So if I just point mine in here now, point at the vortex says 16.6. I have no idea if you can see that. Anyway, it says 16.6, and you've got a little laser thing as well, so you can push and know where it is. It's not a Koi speed gun. Koi speed gun. No way. Oh, you're speeding. It's not one of them. It's not a Koi speed gun. But yeah, you can also point it at your pond, about sort of 6 inches away from your pond, pull the trigger, tells you what the temperature is on the surface of the water, not into the water. But I think it's about the same. I think you'd have to be pretty deep pond to have variances of how, you know, what temperatures you have in the different parts of the pond. I believe, again, you know what to do. So then, so I thought I'd just quickly, you know, as the season comes to an end, we're all keeping an eye on the temperatures and fluctuation, go up and go down. And do I stop feeding? At the moment, I'm now feeding a winter mix. Well, it's like a summer-winter, so it's got a bit of summer food in, but it's also got some wheat germ in there. So I'm kind of getting the fish to start onto the wheat germ now, and then when it drops down a few degrees, I'll be doing just wheat germ. And then when I get to 10 degrees C, that's at 50 something Fahrenheit, I think. Anyway, people abroad, you know what your Fahrenheits are. So if 10 C, whatever it is, F, then I don't feed at all. So I don't feed below there. Now that's another talking point actually. You know, comment below if you feed your fish below 10 degrees. Some people say, I feed them until they stop wanting any food. Okay, interesting. The reason I stop below 10 is this fish, I believe, and I've always been told, they start slowing down a little bit and slowing the gut movements down, because don't forget, they've got no stomach, they've just basically got a gut that processes the food and it out the backside to make the waste that goes into our filter system. So anyway, so yeah, so I just this is what I use. All I use is little electronic things. I don't use the floaty things anymore, but they were pretty good. So yeah, there you go. Let's move on. Oh, got a little surprise for you next. Stay tuned. Right, I'm outside Peng Koi. It's late afternoon, just finished work, midweek. But he's only open at weekends, so why am I here midweek? He only opens up for specials or if there's an emergency. This ain't no emergency. So let's go and find out why I'm at Peng Koi when I shouldn't be. Right, I'm in the fish bit. So obviously I've come to pick up a fish. Now I said I wasn't going to do this year. I was going to just grow what I already had, just see what happens at the end of the year, then maybe get one next year. But the right fish came in at the right time, at the right place. Steve at the moment is just, he's doing his catchy fishy technique, and yeah, we're just trying to catch it at the moment. So let's have a quick look. It's in the bowl, it's getting in the bowl. I'm gonna size it now as well. Oh man, look at that. You little beaut. Right, so, let's have a quick look at what we're getting. Right, here we go. We're having a shower. So we're gonna look at the size now. Do you see what size we're talking here? In CMs maybe? Can we do CMs?
You're looking there.
There it is, blessed. I'll give you a lot more history on this fish and why this fish is coming to my pond tonight later on. But at the moment we're just going to get it bagged. We've got to do a scrape just to double check and make sure everything's nice and hunky-dory. Wonderful. Steve's going to have to deliver it. So it's doing stuff now. Steve's going to deliver it to us. Because it's quite a big fish, he said ideally I'm going to have to deliver this to you. So we're just going to set it up now, get it ready, and then we'll get to my house and rock and roll. Right, so Steve's doing this just scrape test, just to double check, you know, because we like to just make sure everything's 100%, which it usually is, you know, good place. And then away we go from there. So yeah, Steve's going to give me a hand to get it in the car, right today, and get it into the pond at home. So, you know, 55cm fish, they're not light when they're in a box with a load of water. So we're going to, as soon as Steve's finished this, we'll crack on. Fabulous. In the big one. Is he or is she?
Male, this is. Right,
The male. Yeah, damn right, yeah. Believe it. Every day's a school day. Fantastic.
makes you realise how big your orange one is, doesn't it?
And away. So, let me give you a little bit of history of my new fish. I may keep turning around and looking because I can't take my eyes off him at the moment. You know, it's like we never knew fish. So, 6-year-old fish, shower, 55 centimetres. I bought him from a guy you may have heard me talk about in the past, who's supposed to be moving house. I don't know if he has or not yet, but he was moving house. He's got this lovely big pond, but the pond isn't going with him. So he's moving his fish on. Some of his fish are big. I'm hoping for a video when we move one of the really big ones, jumbo ones, but that's another video. So he was moving some of these fish on, and he said, Steve, can you help me move this fish on, stick him in the shop maybe, this is what I want for it, and away you go. So I've been kind of keeping my eye on that fish for quite a few weeks now. Just pop in the shop, you know, have a look, stand watching the fish float past every now and again, and then float back again. It seemed a really friendly fish, you know. You kind of went up by the side and it came right, you know, come all the way up towards me. You could kind of not quite hand feed it, but yeah, okay. So, you know, recent circumstances meant that I should get, I don't know, you make your own mind up, another fish. So there we go. I'm sure we'll be seeing lots of the new fish as I think he said it was a he, as he continues in the pond. The fish itself has really sort of picked up really quickly and settled himself down into the pond really a lot quicker than I thought. You know, when we first dropped him in, Steve said he might take 2 or 3 days before he starts eating. He took 2 or 3 when we dropped him in the shop. First day, just sprinkle a handful of food in, straight up. At the moment, hand feeding, not at the moment. It's very early days, but I'm sure that over the next few months this fish will be hand feeding, as do OJ hand feeds, Jaguar hand feeds, Smudge hand feeds. I've even got the lemon yamabuki that started hand feeding now, and only occasionally, just when it's hungry, like wanting some food. Goldie only if you've got seafood in your hand, then he'll take your fingers off for that. So yeah, dead pleased. As you can see, I'm waffling away now with a big smiley grin. Those of you who are new to the channel, welcome to Koi Pond Lifestyle. Thanks for subscribing. Hope you're enjoying this video. Those of you who have been with me for a while, this is my new fish face. New fish face. This is, I've got a new fish face. No, forget it, I don't know. Anyway, so there you go. So there's my new fish. In the pond, nicely settling in. Been in the sky tower as well. Look, took a picture. Bing! Put this up here. Been in the sky pond as well already. Flipping heck, following others around. And on that bombshell, thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, click the like, subscribe, ding the bell for notifications, share to all your friends. Thanks very much for watching. This was Happier Koi Pond Lifestyle.